Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Fallout New Vegas. So, in between episodes, I fast traveled down to this spot a couple of times and grabbed all the junk I had left. I fast traveled to the Cuckoo's Nest and got all the toasters and then brought them back and destroyed the toasters for electronic cells and others. So I should be, as far as EC cells and MF cells, we really should be in a fairly good position. Like, is optimized vigilant recycler, gunrunner bullets are getting more and more. And then right now I'm like using energy cells bulk, so there's just no reason to even use those. Should be using overcharge, which would do damage 1.25, and keeping max charge. And yeah, I shouldn't have kept that gun with me. Trying something different, which probably means the game has somewhat broken me as far as the balance of caps and the one store in the middle of the map. So I have just sold everything, so this is the entirety of the aid menu. And boy, would it be nice if that was just the maximum number of variety of items you could have overall. Is just one page, and that's it. No scrolling down for anything at all, instead of this. If I was in the main game, I have half a thought to just go and drop everything that is weightless also in my Lucky 38 area. That being said, it probably wouldn't work particularly well, because you still would have a whole bunch of primers and a whole bunch of holes from the reloading stations, and all that should just be in its own separate inventory. There is also a question certainly to be asked as far as why don't they just take away a lot of these items or archive a lot of these items. A lot of these can't even, I guess everything else besides the keyring can be dropped. And yeah, nothing would really fix your bullets situation. So I'm down to 71 pounds. And we don't have a reason to go there. So what I'm gonna do is, I guess, just fast travel to this location or this location. Let's fast travel to this location and we'll walk around and see how that works. Did I leave a whole bunch of junk here too? Yes, I did. It gets harder to justify, though, picking up stuff. Clipboards don't seem like they can really be broken down. Cooking pots can't be broken down by the toaster. Either hot plates can. Scrap metal can be broken down into nails, which is not very valuable. Scrap electronics are used as like crafting ingredient. Coffee mugs actually can lead to more crafting. But I've kind of broken the system. So the only way to kind of get them back on track is to find a lot of extra caps. And I just don't know where I'm going to find those extra caps from. Inherently, my barter skill not being at 100% means every time I trade something backwards or forwards, I'm losing some percentage in the trade. And even at 100%, I'm not sure you would still get an equal trade. So something valued at like 2,000 is not likely to actually sell for 1,000 or be purchasable back at 1,000. So, yeah, unless the game is going to do me the favor of at some point refilling my shop with new caps. That almost works cinematically. Yeah. While giving me another shopkeeper. Oh no. How am I gonna fix this? Turn on the flashlight. So here we have another train car in the middle of the crashed. So this is Big Mountain East Tunnel. I guess the general idea is that this is all it is. Just walk around here. We're staggering. Well, I don't even have any stim packs on me, so I can't fix my crippled situation at the moment anyways. Yeah. The other thing that I didn't really check is I think I may have put away some books when I was moving so many things in so many different directions. I may have not read all the books that I could have read to increase my skills. Yeah, and there's still some stuff here. Next time we level up, we'll try and put as much in the barter as possible, because it is playing a big role. That being said, it is also probably worth pointing out that there isn't going to be too much more of this DLC.
Are you out there, my little teddy bear in the bottom right? Darling, this is you, and the pitter-patter of your feet so much.
It feels like by the time we are completely done with this quest, we may be in a good position to okay, let's go ahead and drop some things here. I probably picked up some heavy items. How can it seriously have that much heavy items just from random people? Right, 74 is probably close enough. I also got rid of a lot of the lead. Yeah, I can't help but wonder if I really have just been kind of broken by the game. Just so much mini hero. Interesting. I wasn't expecting cazadors. I hadn't seen any of those around. Getting those poison glands from cazadors would be helpful. And here we have more of the mark of what looks like Ulysses. some stuff. So coffee mug, coffee pot, all do lead to making black coffee, which is a crafting thing I can craft. It's probably not worth taking those items at the moment, though. I guess that is an interesting question, is how can you encourage the player to come back and know that they're going to come back? Yeah, give me some stim packs. That would be helpful. Limbs. Stim pack. I sold a significant amount of my weightless items, such as this really is, I think, a great example of a bad experiment. DNA Avenger perk granted, studying the abominations created by Big MT is granted you damage of 10% against cazadors. Apparently I had to only kill 2 of them to do that. Probably had to kill a bunch of the other abominations also. Yeah, these cazadors as flying characters are not well suited for indoor fighting. Compare that to the bloatfly, which I wouldn't be surprised if they are programmed almost exactly the same as the bloatflies. I would just assume that bloatflies are smaller. Kill more cazadors. This seems like this might be the only location with cazadors in them in the first place. So I guess that's probably the best misfortune we've seen so far. I guess the idea of doing this DLC on level 15 really would have only and we're doing an extra 10% damage. Egg timer. I wonder if we're going to open the door and then there's just going to be a whole bunch of them on the other side of this. Let's go ahead and check out this other area first. Even here we're seeing cazador eggs, so the thought that they couldn't lay eggs seems to be wrong. There was a dialogue prompt that popped up when I talked to the toaster again. Basically he said, "Wahaha, I can't wait for the world to burn in a fiery explosions," and you just said, "Oh, that already happened." He didn't really do anything. Specimen 73. So they should find 4 more cazadors somewhere to get that quest done. Pre-war money is not caps. Need caps. Atomic valence tri-radiance oscillator. Endurance +1. That's a new item. So the experiment is going to definitely be how fast before I have like one of every magazine again, one of every drug. Had I used the Kim station to make one of every drug, I would have probably had one of every drug at that point. Yeah. It definitely feels like when we are finding things, I almost missed that. We're finding them in like a nice single pile. If you grab everything on that pile, it can be crafted into something. Where the main game definitely felt more like it was just random stuff in random places. What I need would be a recipe to make caps, like forge caps. Unfortunately, that makes an argument to take the Scrounger perk. I'm not sure I can do that. Now we have extra reasons to take hot plates because we can break them down into more bullets. Although I don't think my energy gun here is going to be a big problem. If anything, I think we're going to run into this situation in the next DLC where it's going to be hard to break myself of the habit of using energy weapons. Like, we need a DLC that would encourage use of like giant weapons. DT for health and endurance, health regeneration and endurance. Yeah, and we were going this direction. Let's go ahead and remove our mark. Check out that location to get the light switch back up. Okay. So, do we want to take the coffee pot, the coffee mug, and all of that? No, I don't think we do.
The Uncanny Valley Research Center has been canceled until further notice. As in, until someone notices it.
So if this symbol was supposed to be Ulysses, I didn't really see anything there that pointed to anything. I was able to luck out there and not become over encumbered so we can move quickly to this Securitron deconstruction plant. There's Muggy. All these coffee mugs probably mean something, so I'm gonna take them. Yep. Yeah, it was only a matter of time. So while that guy decides to get closer, we will see if we can go ahead and drop some things. It is faster, certainly, now that I've just put a bunch of stuff away. How did I end up with a blank magazine? When I just empty out our inventory at the front, that way we can run through whatever this dungeon is, assuming the dungeon is even particularly big. A lot of these locations are very small. Still feel like I'm picking up a lot of items from just what enemies are dropping. Right, that's down to 70. That's really good. Now we've got a clear view of how that guy is. Not hitting him. Interesting. So those are labeled as Berserk Securitrons, and it seems like their face texture is
Oh, Klein, did I mention that my zone
amazing.
is forbidden to you? So forbidden.
And it looks like it's not a flat image either. Nothing in it, Berserk Securitron, interesting. Nothing in that. So, seems to me like there's potentially two entrances here, which we haven't seen that. Haven't seen that be the case in any of the other areas. It would be nice if the game let you, by default, always target the head. Alright, and we've got some variety here. Don't know how many. There, we just found the magazine. I think you're gonna find that magazines automatically spawn if you're low on magazines under books. I don't know if there's really a large value in making more magazines, though. It's gonna come down specifically to just, will I have an overage once I'm done with this whole area of Wonder Glue? If I do, well, that still looks like that would radiate me. Would it radiate me though? Looks like it will. So it's almost like there's a concept that at the front door of any area there should be a coffee station that would give you ingredients to make black coffee if you are paying attention to your crafting. Still nothing really can be done with the ashtray or the cigarettes though. It's not like you can smoke with them. Okay. That's something. And I imagine these Securitrons don't have the capability of being upgraded just because I upgraded the main Securitrons in the main game. I imagine that they are just by default fairly deadly. And they don't all die with nothing on them. Because you're gonna get really over encumbered taking all that scrap metal. Let's see, what can we really craft? It's gonna be very little. Lad's Life magazines. Yeah. Okay, very little there. These aren't sewer entrances. You take all the scrap metal and you're just gonna break it down to nails. And unless I had been given at the very beginning of the game a nail gun that would have just been your trusty default weapon that you always had some. Was that always there, or did I just shoot it and blow it up in that direction? That's not a terrible thought for a game like this, to have a default weapon of 0 weight, not that shoots nails, does 1 bit of damage, nothing special, but could be upgraded throughout maybe the course of the game, level up with you, and at least would then integrate into the rest of the gameplay system here. There's something up here. Toy car, wrench. I am standing on top of the stool. Just, that's weird. Those stools are particularly shrunk down and lower than I think most other stools in the game are. And yeah, I was just complimenting the game about putting piles of things that can be crafted together all in the same place, but in this case, I think it's not actually going to work out that way. We've run through this room, and I suspect. Let's turn on the flashlight. Yeah. I need to quit making the auto-inject stim packs. Yeah. There's really not a lot of stuff that you can do. It really has nothing to do with scrap metal. Scrap metal would all be the reloading station. So we can go through this door and probably find a Securitron. Fission batteries are extremely heavy. They can be used, I believe, to craft maybe one thing. And I suppose my concern here is that there might be some kind of challenge or requirement to have a bunch of fission batteries, and that was the place you were supposed to pick them all up and use them when you see that many. And so if I craft something with fission batteries that I wasn't supposed to, that would be annoying. Maybe even game breaking, although we haven't seen too many game breaking bugs, particularly in this DLC. We saw enough of them, however, in just the way the main story quest plays out. So we've got a skeleton here, drinking a beer, facing a wall, coffee mug. It's creepy looking, but doesn't seem to mean anything. Just need to be somewhat careful about following the arrows so we don't, in our over encumbered state in particular, end up walking right past what we're looking for, which is, what are we looking for? Oh, nothing. It's just a quest to get items back to the sink. And then that'll probably give me another quest to go find some more personality upgrades. Here we have a named guy. Did we get the guy? Named one? There you go. So it's some binary. By the looks of it, it might be a 64-bit number. There was the muggy upgrade parts I guess we were looking for. So maybe Muggy takes mugs and converts it into something. What could you spell with 4 or 5 characters in 8-bit ASCII format, though? Well, it would just be a number if it was one 64-bit number or 64-bit like Unicode character. So it probably wouldn't mean anything that way. Mug, M-U-G-G, 4 characters long. Makes the most sense. Or Muggy, M-U-G-G. Y or M-U-G-Y. I guess it would just come down to somebody having to actually break these into like 8-bit characters. Unicode's kind of interesting in that it can be 64 bits long, but it doesn't have to be 64 bits long for each character. So you can actually save a lot of data. Back when saving a few bytes of data mattered, transferring over the internet nowadays doesn't really matter to most people and most software. Wonder glue. I guess the question is going to come down to, do we need to go back to where we started, or are we going to look out here? Yeah, I guess that's probably better. That is empty. Okay, we're over encumbered now. Walking to the bench is not going to do enough for us. Here's what a floor sweeper / vacuum cleaner, I guess. I think you probably would have seen more of those in Fallout 3. It's weird to have only one. There's a duffel bag full of drugs. What is our quest, by the way, now? Nope, it still just says install the personality in the sink. So I don't think you can be told where to go otherwise until you go and install it. It's do one thing, then travel to the center, then do another thing in a whole different place, then travel back to the center. That concept alone is not, however, going to have you not run into this over encumbered problem. And it's never a case where it's just a few pounds over. It's always hundreds of pounds over. This would have been some kind of elevator. And so this was supposed to be the Securitron deconstruction facility instead of a construction facility. Although it seems like nothing is really deconstructing any of them. And here we can see a new poster for somebody called Ralphie. Robot's Incredible Odyssey. Not Eddie. Okay. So let's do a quick scan around the area and see if there's
Big Mountain, I,
anything.
Dr. Mobius, will soon control you and all of science.
So we've been told that if we walk to the pillars or touch the pillars, we will be instantaneously teleported back to the center. We have an actual experiment here to try that, so let's do that. We'll take everything here and become even more over encumbered. We'll take everything here and become even more over encumbered. We'll make a safety save in case this just does not play out the way I think it is. And yeah, I guess the things to check here is we're at 488, we're at full health as far as I can tell. We're at 24 out of 425 bullets. I wouldn't imagine bullets would go away. Health maybe could go down. Items being dropped might make some sense too. But with any luck, this is just going to fade us out and put us back at the sink. Otherwise, we have to negotiate our inventory. Okay, I've touched the pillar. We're making decent progress towards the So I think touching the pillars is probably wrong. You don't just go up to them and activate them. Okay, and that gave me a challenge progress. That puts me exactly where I want to be. Let's just make sure we still have everything on us. We would expect our health is at full.
If Sir would press Sir's spinal area against my primary instrument panel, I might vibrate at a soothing frequency.
Okay. So I kind of love this toaster.
Got any more sweet, innocent little kitchen
Not
appliances
because
for
of his
me?
voice acting or anything like that.
Well,
but
oh yes.
I like that it takes hot plates and gives you energy cells, which you would otherwise be very low on. So let's install Muggsy and see what Muggsy does for us. Or Muggy.
You! Hey you! Yeah, you! Got any bugs?
So there's one more person to reactivate.
What do you want, Mugs, huh? You some kind of sick mug hoarder? Oh god, give me the coffee cup, please! It's sitting there in your back, taunting me! Sorry. Sorry. I got a little carried away. It's just all those goddamn dirty dishes out there with no one to clean them. It breaks my heart!
Let's ask if he can do anything else.
Hey, anything else, she asks. Like I don't long for the chance to be more than a neurotic busboy. If you must know, at one point, Dr. Mobius programmed me to manufacture electronic components in my central chassis. That module got corroded when the toaster spilled hot crumbs down my fence, though. If you find a backup somewhere, I could maybe do that for you. Of course I'm obsessed. They made me this way.
This guy's way too small.
Crazy I sound. Of course I do. They programmed me to know that too. They made me just to torture me. But you know, it's the neglect that hurts the most. Hey everybody, let's turn ourselves into robot brains in jars. Do you know how many coffee cups giant robot brains in jars use on a daily basis? Not fucking many!
Again, just too much cussing. And yeah, you see this exact same joke. It was done with Rick and Morty many years later, in which Rick invented a robot just to pass butter across the table, dining room table.
I'm supposed to keep them clean. Oh God! The thought of all those dirty dishes out there makes me crazy. Most of them are probably beyond saving now. The only thing left is break them down and process them for raw materials. I guess you could have those.
Okay. So he's gonna give me some kind of raw
Is there
materials,
subject
but
mugs? You really want to know about?
what are the raw materials
No
though?
one ever asks about Muggy. You made me so happy. Maybe you've seen some of those big, imposing Securitrons with their lovely laser guns and rocket launchers and scary faces. I'm not one of those. Dr. O was always jealous of House Industries, and he thought it would be fucking hilarious to build a tiny neurotic Securitron. Big fucking laugh! So, you got any coffee cups for me now? Oh, sweet fulfillment! I'll break these down for you just as fast as I can.
So, coffee mugs and dishes now. 7 mugs being broken down. What's he going to do with them?
I love mugs
Blind
so
Diode
much.
Jefferson.
I just kill myself.
So is this guy gonna just wander around now? Upgrade holotape received. Upgrading parts production functionalities. Supply of energy cells, microfusion cells, or scrap electronics available once per day.
Oh, please tell me you brought me some coffee cups. Yep, here you go. Sorry, no more today. Try me again tomorrow. Of course you don't. Why would you? You're not an insane robot obsessed with coffee cups. To you, they're just worthless junk. Sure, nobody wants to hang out with Muggy. I get it. So long, pal.
Okay. So I'm not really sure what he gave me there for the coffee cups and mugs.
Hi again, sweetie. Oh,
Still haven't figured out
bye now.
that code. Where are we on the quest now? Install the personality modules in the sink. Did I not install the personality module in the sink, or am I doing it again? Let's see, what can we craft while we're here? Since we've got a lot of things. I'm sure.
explosives.
You could call it quartz, and you could call it victory. I think you want Nuka-Cola victory. Of course, I'm assuming that if you can craft it, you should craft it. So that may be wrong. Plants still haven't grown. Let's talk to the sink then. Wonder... No, not every single triangle means something. As far as I can tell. Maybe it does mean something. Does look like there might be a marker here.
Between you and me, I think the Central Intelligence Unit is a bit of a snob. Oh, you'd have to find a... Come back anytime you want a drink, or to get clean.
Install the personality modules in the sink. Where is the personality module? I must have... No, it's not that sink. This whole facility is called the sink. I forgot about that. Is there anything really to craft over here? See, he may just be breaking things down to resources and primers and powder. It wouldn't be terrible though if you got powder for every type of gun every time you bought him a coffee mug. So it's this personality module here.
Oh my! Partial functionality
600
restored.
XP for doing all
That's
that.
less than optimal.
Let's do the Searche La Femme.
Oh, well, that's very sweet of you. Maybe one of these nights we can discuss theorems. Me too. Hope you can keep up. I work pretty fast. Here, something for you to brush up on.
Programmer's Digest.
Dr. Mobius and I were deeply involved in research on the ability of light levels to enhance human cognition. We observed a fascinating phenomenon. Certain spectra of visible light actually increased cognitive function and reasoning ability. Of course, Dr. Mobius's brain is so big already, we had a hard time measuring it. As much as I'd love to, I'm afraid not. The data from that study has gone missing. You'll have to find a backup if you want to use the smart lights.
So one will increase your intelligence. Maybe. One will...
Certainly. I'm looking forward to it.
Well... Let's see, we already talked to this
Got
guy.
any more sweet?
That
It's
quest
not
is
like I
done.
haven't tried to get along with her. Lord
All my
knows I
friends have off switches.
She's just such a bluesy.
So there's a dot here, a dot here. Quest added influencing people. Is that the only quest? We've got a new location and we've got the Signal Hills transmitter, which we missed. Yep.
What's the haps? Get you later, Gator.
So, inherently though, we don't have, and we're not given any extra caps. So we're at 14,000 caps right now. There's a dot here, which I guess maybe represents that one. We have a new
You
implant.
require some addition.
Increase speed while crouched for 10,000 caps. I'll never use that, but might as well take it anyways. Okay. Take everything here. Make some gas bombs. There's nothing here.
Well, hello.
I don't have any seeds to give him at all. Don't have anything to craft
Soon,
here.
pitiful worms. Soon I will rule, and your lives will have their doneness setting turn to darkest.
There's just nothing here to craft. I can make a Lad's Life magazines. I can make 2 of them, and I can convert books, blank magazines to books. Otherwise, but yeah. What you're going to end up doing here is trying to repair things and then finding very quickly you can't repair those things. It's weird, so many things keep getting damaged too. I guess I'm just getting hit by a bunch of items. Let's see, I don't think I can really do anything.
Very good, sir.
I could say repair something like this, and then that would cost me a bunch of caps. And see, I would need like 13,000 caps to repair the Remnant's power armor, which is totally broken at this point. So yeah, let's think about that first. If I'm wearing the Remnant's power armor and it has a DT of 14 and combat armor has 15, we should get rid of that and equip that instead. Should also look in this long list, which I can sort down to just weapons. And decide what weapons are best to take out and try and repair with the weapon repair kits. This missile launcher. It almost feels like some of these weapons are losing their condition inside the inventory, which that doesn't make any sense. Okay. Okay, Tesla cannon. Pair one Tesla cannon with the other. Equip that. Weapon repair kit. Gets that to the maximum. Missile launcher. Can't be repaired. Yeah, and I would say that's probably just not worth fiddling with. Then it would become a question about, like, what would be the next weapon of fairly high value that it would be worth. Yeah. See if I equip this brush gun and use a weapon repair kit. That's high value. Okay, one of those is not at full value. Do we have a brush gun still in here? Yes, we do. Should mean all of this. Okay, and then the rest of this is where the real weight is going to be. The big issue I'm now running into, though, is I have a lot of stuff that I should sell. And I don't have a way of selling it. Just because there's no money in the store. And buying that upgrade to the store isn't going to fix it. And I'm not seeing whatever that base item was. Yeah. Several things do use a Brexo cleaner, but it may be the only. Doctor's bag needs medical braces. Flamer fuel needs corn and sugar bombs. So we're gonna do that. Sensor modules. We need something to do that. Nuka-Cola grenade. I need Nuka-Cola quartz. So I need to make Nuka-Cola quartzes, not victories. I keep making the wrong thing. Could make some blank magazines and use the Wonder Glue. Of all these books, I don't think I read the melee one. Maybe I did. I think medicine's at the highest, speech, science is at the highest, speech maybe the one I didn't do. Yeah. Can't do anything unless I was finding dynamite to make time bombs. If I could make powder pistols, could make some tin grenades and scrap metal would be needed to make more weapon repair kits. So the Abraxo cleaner. That should go away. I think we could probably same with detergents. Coffee mugs. I don't know how I have another one of those in our inventory, but whatever. I have a lot of garbage items. Let's see, can this guy
citizen.
break down anything? No. Can this guy
Got any more sweet?
break down anything? No.
Got its ups and downs, but focusing on the past like it was any better.
You can see Muggy wandering around.
That's just old world blues.
Oh, please, please! Oh!
So coffee cup removed, coffee mug, coffee pot removed, dinner plate removed, 2 tin plates removed, 2 wonder glues added, 3 empty syringes added, 2 scrap metals added, 3 scrap metals added, 40 case magnums, 30 case magnums. Okay, so it seems to me like you get seems to me like you get useful items from that. So yeah, it's not pretty to say the least, but it does seem like it works. Of course, he's not taking ashtrays. He's not taking cigarettes. Not doing cups in general, only coffee cups. Nobody is taking clipboards. Its fission batteries seem to be fairly useless. So the game totally encourages you to be OCD about collecting all this stuff, and then it punishes you for playing the game the way the game has encouraged you to do it. It's just kind of ridiculous. Pressure cookers don't get broken down by the toaster either. Muggy doesn't take shot glasses. He also doesn't take vacuum cleaners.
Might I be of service, sir? Very good, sir.
So I have 4,800 caps now. He has 100 caps. The game has become even more difficult as far as getting rid of or gaining any caps. I am continuously just trying to sell miscellaneous garbage. There is a floor to the values, I guess. Also, I'm gonna have to buy something that is roughly 4,000 in value. But yeah, if something is worth only one value, I imagine the game is not giving you fractions of caps. I imagine it is just rounding it up. So selling these small items probably is the wiser move. Okay, so we need something fairly expensive, and this is probably not it, because that is too expensive. So if we took the brush gun, no brush gun, I really only need to take something that's about 300, 400. Let's see. So yeah, I think that's about your best bet, is to take bottle cap mines, sell, something else, unless I wanna sell something else. Should be picking up weightless things instead. And see, this was kind of the point where it broke me, where I started to say, you know what, it's just not worth having even the weightless things, and I'm selling things backwards and forwards. Okay, see, and that's almost perfect. Let's see. I'd have to find something worth 4, and there's not even anything worth 4. Did we sell all of the important things? You know, it's not even worth working with. It's not even worth messing with it. Let's just see if we can find our inventory.
I smell sedition.
Yeah, we're at 47 weight now. And that's just holding on to like dog steak, which shouldn't be in the inventory. Yep. Oh, spending way too much time in these episodes. Let's do something here. Sleep for 24 hours and see that it just goes to black. This will give us the well-rested perk, which will give us plus 10% XP. Not that we really need that, but it will also let us check some things as far as will the plants ever really grow? I don't think they will. They didn't the last time I slept for 24 hours. Muggsy will have...
If I made out with the sink, would you pay attention to me?
So we can talk
Please, please!
50 energy cells, 50 microfusion cells, 5 scrap electronics.
Sure.
Which then you can immediately optimize those 50 shots. Don't think you can do it here. I think you do it over here. Yeah. Turns that into 34. But that's really enough. What's funny is I don't think I've ever seen a gun that actually uses SCP. The SC cells. Yeah, it's definitely no wonder why I've made an actual effort to avoid doing all of this. On the screen. It's just awful. Just an absolute awful experience. Okay. So we were in this area before. What did I miss? Local map says come outside. And yeah, I don't think we'd hit a point where I'm just gonna start reevaluating what's worth grabbing and what isn't worth grabbing. Guess I can take coffee mugs now more often. definitely would argue that you're going to have a drastically different experience the second time you play this game, knowing that you should be collecting coffee mugs. Okay, so there's just a higher point up here I must have missed. I will cautiously wrap around this whole area. Okay, where is it? It's on top here. There's another ham radio. So I guess at this point we know Elijah's advanced layer, LAER. We straight up know who the three people are that came. One was Elijah, Brotherhood of Steel person, rebel, I suppose. And then another was Ulysses. We don't know too much about him. And then another was another Brotherhood of Steel character. Damage 1.3. Don't really have a lot of these. I think we'll use up the overcharge first.
The Uncanny Valley Research Center has been canceled until further notice. As in, until someone notices it.
Doesn't seem like you can mod. So maybe the sink would take plungers. Then maybe that would explain why all of these guys have plungers on them and coffee cups, and why there was just so much weirdness around all of what they're carrying. That would make a lot of sense, actually. Okay. We're here. I guess the move is to go to Little Yangtze and check that out, and then we'll go to Big Mount West Tunnel. Still a lot of small things on the floor. Well, see if this gun is of any real value. So, from what I'm guessing, this might be the previously mentioned Chinese internment camp, if that's actually going to be shown at all. some of these lower areas haven't played as big of a role as I thought they might. But I also wouldn't be surprised if what we're doing by avoiding the main game is just mapping out most of the locations. So he's like a Securitron buried in the ground. Interesting. There's quite a lot of them. Are we gonna have to jump in? Another radio. Weird, I wasn't seeing any of these radios before, and now I've seen 3 or 4 of them. Here's Elijah's advanced layer. Yeah, you can't jump, it's got a roof on it. They've intentionally done that to make it impossible to sneak into certain areas. Which, if this is supposed to be a role-playing game, why not let the player play the way they want to? We have 2 of the exact same gun, which means I could repair it. But I probably should just hold on to it in case there's some kind of mod that happens. So here we have Yangtze Camp survivors. These are Chinese people with the war against China that have been turned into ghouls. Are they even gonna attack me?
Stop here.
If anything, I suspect this is going to be mostly a radiation situation where we're supposed to find the items before we get completely irradiated. The other location in the main game where you were doing that turned into a major problem where it all is saved, and I was just about to die from radiation, and it loaded the autosave over and over again, causing me to die over and over again. I had to toggle on the God mode. I'm not sure if dog bowls would get broken down into base resources. And I assume the internment situation here was the same as the internment in the real history of the Japanese during World War II. But what's weirder here is that I don't think anybody in the Fallout universe would actually care about Chinese being interned, because the propaganda is so strong elsewise. It just wouldn't make a lot of sense that there would even be a little bit of sympathy. And I'm just picking up everything and encouraging the game to over-encumber me. I'm still not getting caps, by the way. That's the other important thing to point out. Is that I'm just going to end up having a massive amount of items when I leave this section, this DLC. And then I'm going to need to sell the items somewhere else. And then take those caps to come back to this location to purchase upgrades. The good news is that I probably won't have to travel all around the map. It's weird, none of these gates are locked. You'd think it would make sense for there to be like maybe 3 gates that have lockpicking abilities, and then maybe a 4th gate that's broken at the very back side of it for anybody who just has no lockpicking skill at all. I hear the radio saying something,
Please stop
but
milling
it's
about. Really?
it seems to me like it's just unintelligible. Okay, where? So I guess this was the idea, that they were gonna just pile up all the mattresses and jump over the fence. Let's look at the local map. Interesting, it's way over there. Okay. So it looks like there may have been an escape of some sort. Nope. What this is doing is taking me to this part. There was nothing at Little Yangtze to see, as far as I can tell at least. And this looks really black and dark, so I wonder if the texture is not loading in correctly. One Brock flower. One lone Brock flower in possibly the entirety of the whole map. And then this goes back to X13 this way. There was definitely a thought about how tall, how high could you really get. This is probably the highest you could get. Maybe if you, maybe that, but probably not. So you just have a sharp divide between this part of the map and this part of the map. I would assume that this tunnel isn't just a way out. If it was a way out, what do I do then? Well, I wouldn't be prepared to really leave. There's the unarmed skill book recipe. I don't think that's all we're looking for though, as far as quests. No, there's something else still. I don't know what actually shooting the combat inhibitor would do. It may just make it go wild and shoot wildly. It looks like the tunnel's caved in. So I'm assuming you can't escape that way either. The question to ask is, how is Big Mountain going to really integrate to the rest of the overworld? I don't think it really is. I think what you're gonna find is you go to the satellite we saw before to be teleported here, and then there'll just be a spot where you can yep. I imagine there will just be a load spot, teleport spot, in and out of this region. So ideally, I'm hoping for just a couple of round trips. When everything is said and done, I'll just be over encumbered, and then like walk into the main game. Here we have a named character named the Custodian. This is certainly another thing I'm noticing about this DLC, is that this primer and powder pack is more named characters, just more of a video game feel to the whole experience. Wasn't really expecting this to be that large of an area.
Hostile target.
Okay, we are officially down to 1 bullet, so unless I'm gonna change. Well, I was just using regular microfusion cells. I think it makes a lot more sense just to use sonic emitter tarantula though. We've got plenty of bullets here. Do I want to use the bulk bullets? There's nothing else you can really do with them. You don't want to use the other ones. I think you just want this. Well, actually just use these. Do you believe I'm over encumbered at this point? And I almost walked right past this. What's the point of having a double bag when there's literally only one thing in it? Limited or allow bullets. He may still very well be in a situation where the scrap metal is an item not worth picking up. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's actually a few items still that aren't worth picking up. Okay. So we found the barter book that brought us up 1. My assumption is that we are done with barter though, so let's just bring that up to 100. That'll give me exactly 5 more points to, I guess, bring up energy weapons to 90. That's not going to give me a perk. The hope now is with barter at 100, it will be equal trades. I can just sell things and buy things for the exact same amount. And I can manipulate what's in my inventory to have the most valuable items for the least amount of weight. The value of the weight should just be a number that's calculated in the game. That would be another thing that I guess would be fairly useful as far as a mod goes. We are on the other side of the collapse. So are we going to find that we can leave, or have we just been turned around completely? Bumped into this skeleton there. It would be rather strange if this was it. This is just the way to exit the world. At the very least, what you would expect is that there would be a pylon or something that would have to be disabled first. Although, the game did warn you that you're going to be in this area for a while. I do think there's probably a better way for DLC to work, though, so you're not just trapped in a completely different section. So yes, another collapse after the first collapse. I guess one question to ask here is, did this just curve all the way around? Yeah, it kind of does. And I have no ability to craft anything. And I could drop things, but you can't mess with your inventory while walking. There might be a move here. Make one of these Yangtze camp jumpsuits at a high level. Repair skill 6 plus 5. Okay, so I would need to drop some weight here. Probably drop a baseball bat. It's not of any real value. Combine the police batons. Get rid of that. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Just gotta drop garbage items. Yeah, I definitely think the move is to clear out your inventory before you enter this DLC. And I think I would take that same advice for any future DLC. So just clean out your inventory. We're at 33. If I get rid of the fission batteries, that's an easy choice. I'm not even sure what this engraved cigarette lighter was from. Such a long time ago. There we go. So just drop a bunch of nonsense items. Then we're not over encumbered. Then we just don't need to pick up anything else on the way out. So there's a collapse here, and then there's a collapse here stopping you from going here. But it seems like these two railroad tracks can't possibly go anywhere. They must go below or above this track, would be the thought. That'd be the only thing that would make sense, at least. Then through this door. Now we have more quests to do. Let's fast travel to this location. I kind of wanted to run on the ground and run on the train track and see where that would lead.
If you are standing on the green pipes, please get off them at once.
So it is that there was something here. How did I miss that? Why did I get so stuck looking upward? Oh, there's a whole little door. Okay. In this. There are deactivated bomb collars. I'll take that. Take a broken detonator. I'm gonna be over encumbered again. Whole bunch of small books. Yeah, we have the book chute upgrade mulching. Okay, so that might be the thing that lets you turn things in. Yeah, that might make sense. This is interesting to have all of those on the wall, but you can see how that stops being on the wall the second you take one item. Let's see. So there's a lot of logs here, half of which are Elijah's logs. So you're gonna probably be exhausted by reading just those first three. So this is like deep story lore if you're gonna read all this. So I was thinking that there would be some way in which we would find Elijah in the overworld. I was not thinking that he would actually play a role in DLC. All these books, I'm wondering if the books can be mulched. Now this is interesting. Sierra Madre poster. I don't think we've seen that anywhere else. If you could mulch cigarettes, that would be great. Let's bring our eyes upward and just look around one more time. Okay.
If you see robo-scorpions, do not attempt to fight them. They will shoot you with their robotic stingers, and then possibly explode.
Okay, we're at 300 pounds now. And we don't have, I think, any big heavy things we could drop. We could drop like leather armor. So this is going to be very much a case of just going from the bottom up this time, since we went from the top up before. Just get rid of things that probably don't matter. Yeah, that's not too bad. We just need 9 more pounds. Don't want to just not do anything with the deactivated bomb collars. So I can't carry those. £5 more. I think we can do that. Just get rid of all the atomic cocktail. I definitely feel like I've kind of put in a full day of work here. Just taking a whole bunch of garbage. Okay, we're gonna just have to look in the top left to see if anything happened there. We have some saline green. If we use the saline green, do anything? Could we craft anything? I left some Brahmin steak. I could have turned that into desert salad. We have some leather armor, but we would need tan fire gecko hide, and we're not going to get that. That's like DLC. Xander root is probably the best thing we could craft. Or Nevada agave fruit. Let's do that. Okay. Maize actually would work for something too. Yep. So, do I have any saline green here? No, I don't. Interesting. Okay. Let's see what we can do. It's way too much. Okay, we want Nuka-Cola quartzes. Okay, well I want to scroll down here and check. Sorry, I'm getting quieter and quieter. I mean, there's just really nothing to say. It's the same thing over and over again. And if you were playing this game in a very different way, in a way gamers generally don't play games, in the sense that, okay, so we need 25 blank books. Let's see if we can find 25 blank books in an inventory. Probably can.
Sir is looking at.
Says upgrade. Secondary materials, pencils and clipboards are processed into lead, spare parts, and duct tape.
Greetings, citizen. Ready to stay loyal, citizen.
Exceptionally sharp today.
Interesting. We just need like exactly 25 blank books. That'll give us pugilism illustrated, which unarmed can benefit from that. for skills. So getting the perk to get 4 skill points every time we read a book is very, very wise. It's really the only way you're going to get without cheating. It's really the only way you're going to get anywhere close to. Let's see. I think that fixed my over encumberness. Interesting.
Well, hello.
That gives me 2 salient green. Which then if I turn that into maize, I think lets me make flame fuel. Maybe not here. Yet, weirdly, it feels like the reloading station is just not helpful. Yeah. I need a box of detergent. Do that. Do we have a box of detergent? No. I just don't see a reason to grab all of these items out of the inventory. Okay, as far as weapons go, let's go ahead and do this, and then do that, and do that. And think about if anything else can be repaired. So it's going to become a case of dropping weapons. And then drop that and that. I guess the question to ask now is we kind of have some new items here. That yep. Might be convertible now. So it might be worth it. No, it doesn't seem to me like there's too many items here that would be worth messing around with. See, lying congressional style. Is my speech at 100%? That would be the other one to check. There's just way too much of everything here. is my speech at 100? Yes, it is. So, lying congressional style as an 8 item. Let's see. Let's go ahead and toss things. Oh man, this is just such a nightmare. Okay, we don't want this in our inventory. These are all just weapons that we could potentially upgrade for more money. That's not exactly what I should have done, but whatever. Let's see if we can get rid of the rest of this. If I'm down to 112, I can't be that far away from getting rid of almost everything. So then this would just come down to, have we talked to everybody?
Forceps, nurse. Smash.
Oh, please, please!
Got a severe case. Shoe lung.
What is our quest right now? It's something has an upgrade component we just got.
Well, hello there.
That didn't upgrade.
Well, hello.
That didn't upgrade. This did upgrade.
Greetings, citizen.
But we don't have anything.
Got any more
That upgrades. This doesn't do anything. This doesn't do anything. Then. Okay, upgrade holotape received. Add layer weapon mod auxiliary recharge clip to vendor inventory. Layer weapon mod prismatic lens to vendor inventory.
Might I be of service, sir?
Okay.
Very good, sir.
So. What we're looking for here is we could turn clipboards probably into more valuable things. So let's take that. Crutches actually are crafting ingredients, so we should take that. Cups, we now know, are valuable. Dinner plates, we now know, are valuable. So yeah, let's just go through this easier. All of these guns we sold, so no big surprise there. And even at 100% barter, I am still paying premium for these items to buy them back. So yeah, it is definitely a case where I could buy this and then upgrade it and then sell it for a profit. These two I also sold. Most of the aid stuff. I don't think is where we're going to find the upgrades. The upgrades are going to be under something else. I'll take a paperweight too, just to see if that gets converted. I don't think it will. All I'm really doing here is eliminating. So this one recharges some ammo over time. This one splits the beam. You can only buy these mods once from the looks of it. Okay. So, next thing we would want to do here to buy these would be to sell other miscellaneous stuff. Right. Blank magazine's not going to be useful. Do I want to sell any of this stuff though? No, I don't. And so I don't have a weapon on me. So what I should do is not purchase a mod. Okay, if I don't purchase that one, I do have just barely enough caps. And we can craft some more things. Then we'll go talk to this
citizen.
guy. Process pencils. Pencils get removed, we get 20 lead for that, and 4 scrap metals.
Greetings, citizen. Ready to...
And process clipboards. And it gives us 31 duct tape and 31 scrap metal. So just processing that alone doesn't do enough for you, but I think it works. Of course, it does seem to me like what you're really doing here is you're going to have to run around and talk to a lot of AIs.
Got any more sweet? Yeah.
Apparently you need a toaster to make the superheated
Might I be of service, sir?
thing. what is it called? The superheated fist. Saturday Night Superheated Fist apparently does need a toaster and is not at full value. Oh, this is just way too much of everything. So I need something that's roughly 3,900 caps. Do we have a weapon? Is duplicate. Take this one brush gun.
Might I be of service, sir? Very good, sir.
Sell it. And then come over to the miscellaneous, and then you see if we can buy the mod. I guess that works. Now combined between the two, you barely have 5,000 caps. That's a far cry from
You require some additional
the
services?
20,000 caps to install this implant. We didn't get an upgrade here.
Well, hello there.
Yeah, I don't think we got an upgrade anywhere. These plants have never regrown. Don't know what you were supposed to have done to make them regrow. Definitely still feels like more has to happen. You're still just like one item short. Always.
I smell sedition.
We'll throw that in there. And then I think we've got some more stuff that we need to throw away. Because I need to be as light as possible. Cigarettes, nosebleed, not mulched. Cups also not taken by Muggsy. Muggsy only takes mugs, I guess. Not cups. It really is just not quite right still, though. Getting all these abilities isn't changing the overall outcome or the experience. It's still just really grindy, really huge waste of time. I'm down to 47, and the only thing we can do in this episode, which I just realized how long this episode has been going, would be to upgrade the Lears, which there's a couple questions here as far as Elijah's advanced Lear. Can I upgrade those, or do I need just a Lear? Let's see. mod this. Yeah. So this does 195 damage per second and 69 damage. It weighs 4. Its value is 8,240. If we add the prismatic, the recharge ammo clip, then that will make it what, 10,000, and isn't really doing anything different. Then we add that, and now it's 13,000. Alright, so we will keep that. But as far as I can tell in this game, you also cannot undo mods. So whatever you put them in seems to be what you keep them in. Damage now is 90 with 253 damage per second. The only real question here would be to switch the microfusion cells over to something better. And it says it would refill bullets over time. Not sure if that's really just a case where you would be able to stand here and let it refill bullets over time. Anyways, even if I was going to do something like that, I probably would much prefer an effect that would refill caps over time. So, yeah. Overall, we are still getting a decent experience here. It's getting a little repetitive, getting a little grindy. When we look at the map in a second, I think we are going to be approaching the end. I guess I don't want anything to reach 96 unless I'm absolutely certain I've read the last book for this DLC, and I am just making an assumption that there won't be any books in any of the other DLC. At level 45, though, it might be coming a little close, but I definitely think next time we could get sneak up to 100, we could get unarmed up to maybe 70, 75. That would be a good move. Melee up to 75 would be a good focus too. But yeah, if there are only 5 more levels, getting 14 skill points I think is what I get each time I level up because of the perks I've taken. Like 15 here, 10 here, so that would be just 11 more to make that to 77 in 2 level ups, and then 8 here plus another 6 would be 83 and 3 level ups, and then that would leave me 28. So by my calculations, if my math is right, which it probably isn't, I might be just 4 or 5 skill points away from having every single thing at 100 if level 50 is the maximum. And a big part of that certainly was taking the intensive training perks to start you at a high level with the special numbers being high. And it would have been even easier if you had gotten luck all the way, if I had gotten luck all the way to the end. We've done nothing to change any of the experience with the factions in this because the DLC doesn't deal with the factions. And we've probably made minimalistic progress. We still have not created a single weapon. That must be some other DLC. We also have not consumed any water from the counter. Maybe both of those are glitched, but I don't know. Paralyzing Punch would require a perk, as same is true for Sandman Kills. Mysterious Strangers requires a perk. Corpses Eating requires a perk. Yeah. There is almost an argument to run around and be a cannibal at the end of the game, just to see what playing on the bad side. But even at that, you still are gonna not see the vast majority of the Caesar content if you play that way. Yep. The next step would be to just walk to this location to move that quest forward. There's just, I don't think, a good reason storyline wise to move the main story forward. And yet turning in this quest may be something that you should do earlier. And there's a decent chance certainly that, yeah, I probably should go over here, come to think of it first. That'll be more interesting. We can see this location also. At some point I imagine I want to investigate these two locations, and then more than half of the map will be fully investigated, and then quest will just have us fast travel. That all being said, which that was a lot to say, I still have no good grip on how much more gameplay is going to happen here. And yeah, I really don't have a good grip as far as just how the cap situation is going to be rectified once we leave this DLC section. My best hope is that I would just get a whole bunch of caps for finishing parts of the main story, and that would solve the problem. But I'm not sure that's really what's going to happen. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and keep on watching. Thanks.